Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to There's Life After Mental Illness. My name's Bill MacPhee. I'm your host, and I'm a recovery expert. And recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anyone else other than who you are today. In today's video, what we're talking about is some of my educational products and some of the services that I provide. So just stick around for that. You may think that it seems like a commercial, but these are very, very valuable resources that can really, really help you. I can guarantee that. And tomorrow, what we're going to be doing tomorrow is I'm actually have to get my injection. I get my medication every 4 weeks in an injectable. I also take another medication for side effects. And but that's what we're doing today. Tomorrow we're going to go. I'm going to drive to Niagara Falls, get my injection. I'm going to actually film that, so you'd see that it's not as bad as it may sound, and you're going to see how that works. So, anyways, have a great day and enjoy this video today. And remember, there is life after mental illness. Have a great day. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to talk about some of my educational products and some of the services that I provide. I don't do a lot of promoting of the products, but I thought that this would be very helpful for those who are searching, who really want to understand what's going on with their son or daughter or in their lives and that. So I'm going to just start off by telling you that I have a book here that I wrote called To Cry a Dry Tear, Bill MacPhee's Journey of Hope and Recovery with Schizophrenia. And basically this book has 10 chapters to it, and start off about, I'll tell you though, you can read it in about 3 hours, in 2 settings of an hour and a half, 2 evenings for an hour and a half, you'll be through for it. And it cuts right to the chase. There's not a lot of rambling going on. And some of the book talks about when I was younger and where I thought I was invincible. Chapter 2 talks about, it's titled Water Diving in Asia. And I actually used to live in Asia. I used to live in Singapore at one time, and I was a commercial diver. I worked off the oil rigs in the South China Sea. And a little bit about that is in the book, in Chapter 2. Chapter 3, 4, 5, and 6 is really about my psychosis and really being ill. It talks about me being hospitalized 6 different times, living in 3 different group homes, and having a suicide attempt. I was very, very, very ill. It talks about, Chapter 7 talks about darkness and depression, and actually talks about how I was 5 years on the couch basically doing nothing, very, very doing nothing. And depression is a terrible thing. I had a suicide attempt there, and an actual copy of my suicide note is in this book as well. And then Chapter 8 is really, really interesting. It's my turning point. It's how my turning point of my recovery. And then Chapter 9 is titled Aileen. That's my wife and how I met my wife, and talk a little bit about that. And then the Chapter 10 is perspective, and then the other chapter, the last chapter, is about facts on schizophrenia. So this is the book there. And this book is sells for $12.95 plus shipping, and you can go to my website, BillMacPheeRecoveryExpert.com, and find all that there. One of the things about this book that I got to tell you that's very unique about this book, and you won't find it anywhere else in any other book. In this book actually has my original doctor's and nurses' notes. So what happened, I was very fortunate that when I wanted to write my book, I went to my doctor and I said, I want to get all my files, all my notes, all my history, all my files on me. And so I got them. And it just so happened that the doctor's secretary told me, she said, you know, Bill, you're very fortunate to get these notes because Dr. Mitchell is the only doctor in this hospital um, who has his notes typed out by the secretary. And she said, Dr. Mitchell, your doctor typed them, had them typed out. So if they weren't typed out, you know how doctors write in files and everything like that, they'd be totally unreadable. So I was very fortunate. So in this book, which is very unique in a book on mental illness, is all my doctors and nurses' notes are in there. As well, the book is unique because it's actually was written to be kind of a classic. So what I mean about that, it's not time generated or time shelf life of it is not important. It's relevant today, and it will still be relevant 15 years from now as well. So I just wanted to clue you in on that. And it's very important. It's a very candid book, and it's very transparent, and I'm sure that you will enjoy it and it will help you. The second product that I have is called this Life After Mental Illness DVD. And the DVD, it was done in 2009 by a documentary by Mark Ashdown, a filmmaker. And it was a documentary of my early years and sort of my life and everything like that up to that point. So that's also on our website there. So the good news is that the book it costs $12.95 plus shipping. The DVD is $6.95 plus shipping. However, if you buy both, we have a special, both the book and the DVD comes to $16.95 plus the shipping. So that'd be very helpful for you. Now I want to move on and tell you a little bit about my services. As you know, I live and breathe recovery. And my definition of recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anyone else other than who you are today. And what I did is that I created a program called the Bright Future Program. And it's based on 6 pillars of recovery. And first of all, there's a introductory DVD, or video, I should say, introductory video. Then there's the Understanding Your Illness. And understanding your illness is very important. In fact, in one of these, one of the playlists, maybe it was about 5 days ago or so, I did a whole video on understanding your illness. So you might want to search the YouTube, the playlist to find that. Very helpful for you, I'm sure. So there's the understanding your illness, and then I go into, there's a video on spirituality, which basically the goal there is to understand that there's a God and God is for you and not against you, and that's where we get our hope from. And then we have pillar number 2, which is relationships, and the goal in relationships is to bring the best out in people, to become encouragers. No one is an island. Lots of tips that way. The third pillar is family, and family, basically the goal in family is to create a sense of belonging. The fourth pillar is mental and physical illness, and the goal there is that we should want to live as healthy as possible and as long as possible. Then we have finances in pillar number 5, and pillar number 5 basically in finances is basically our goal should be to get out of debt and build wealth. Then finally the last pillar is on volunteering, work, and careers, and it talks about having a passion and really having a passion for something that you want to do and take the steps into doing something, finding something like a career or volunteering or a job or something like that that will help you develop passion and help you in your recovery. I'm going to move on. Then I have another thing that I do is I do coaching, recovery coaching. And basically that recovery coaching is taking people through those six pillars. If I can just back up again, I just want to back up. The way you access the Bright Future program, that video series, it's a cost of $195. But what you do, we give you a password and you go to our website and then you can view the videos, and you can go in and out as many times as you want, and there's a downloadable workbook with it as well. Okay, back to the coaching now. Again, recovery coaching is a passion of mine. I only take on 10 clients. I only have room for 10 clients, and I do have several clients that at the present that I'm doing that. And I take them to the Bright Future, and it's a personal coaching. Now, I want to stress here, and I tell this to everybody. It's very important that results will come with a recovery coaching when somebody can say, I want to improve the quality of my life. You can't do it for your son or daughter. You can't get them to say that. You can't get, somebody who doesn't want a better quality of life to get a better quality. But that's all they have to say is, I want a better quality of life, and I can help them. And I tell you how I help them. I tell people that, like a football team, you are the player on the football team, and you're out. You have to win the game. You have to participate in the game and play that football game and want to win. As a coach on the sidelines, I can provide tools, insights, direction, and help. And that's what it is. But all I need for somebody to say is that, yes, I want to improve the quality of my life. And how that works is that it's a $300 package, $300 per month. And what I do is I spend an hour a week with the recovery client. I spend an hour a week, and we go through the Bright Future program, and we go over through recovery, and we take it at a slow pace, up to their pace, and it's basically support. And you know what? That program is $300 a month, and it's an hour a week, whether it be through Skype or on the phone, whatever the person is comfortable with, and we work on recovery. And you know what? That's very, very reasonable. You're not going to find that anywhere. That comes to like $75 a session. So that's what I do as well. And again, I only have limited space. I only take on 10 clients for that. The other thing that I do is that I do speaking engagements. And I travel around, and basically I speak for organizations, I speak at conferences, I do my own workshops. I speak basically to anybody that would want to hear positive information on mental illness and recovery. I speak on recovery. And basically, for example, I have some speaking coming up. I have I'm speaking on March 8th to the St. Catharines Rotary Club. The week of the 20th of March, I'm not sure what day, it hasn't been finalized yet, but I'll be in Windsor. On April the 5th, I'm speaking to the Schizophrenia Society in St. Catharines. I'm doing a educational to a Sunday school at a church. As a Christian, I understand about Christianity and churches and the stigma around mental illness, so I do a lot of education in churches, whether I'm speaking at a Sunday school or during a Sunday sermon or a special event that way. And I just want to tell you that all of my speaking engagements, wherever I go, will be filmed. We will film them for Life After Mental Illness, my blog, and we'll film them and you'll see them. But if you do want to come out to events, I'll be announcing them as they come. I'm going to be, I think, in May, possibly speaking in Toronto at the Canadian Mental Health Association conference, and that. I wanted to tell you that I do fundraisers as well. If you bring me in as a speaker, we can help with fundraising, work with your organization to make my speaking event turn it into a fundraiser, and that. And I just want to tell you that I know that in the mental health field, there's a lot of times organizations don't have a lot of money to spend on that. but I can tell you that I try very hard to work within any organization's budget, because there's a variety of things that we can do that are win-win, and that sometimes I can even be at a place where my expenses are just covered only without a speaking fee. Sometimes it depends. It's very different on how long I'm out there, if I'm doing media out there, how many times I'm speaking. But anyways, but I just want to share with you that that's one of the services that I do as well. So I'm going to end here, and I just want to tell you that check out our resources. You can go to BillMacPheeRecoveryExpert.com. That's BillMacPheeRecoveryExpert.com, and you can find all about these, about my products and my services as well. And I'm going to end there, and I want to tell you to have a great day, and remember that there is life after mental illness, and recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anybody else other than who you are today. I misspoke. I'm not going to end. I just want to mention one other thing that just popped into my head. I want to remember when I told you about a person just has to say, I want to improve the quality of my life. Well, guaranteed, we all go through this. Everybody with a mental illness, at one time or not, we have self-esteem issues and confidence issues. And I want to give you an example. I was at a Canadian mental health meeting when I was early into my illness, and they had a speaker there. And the speaker was an architect, and he had schizophrenia. And I was in the audience, and I heard him speak, and a question came from the audience and said, did you know you'd beat your illness? And the speaker said, yes, I knew I'd beat my illness because I was too smart for that. Well, I heard that, and I said to myself, I said, Bill, there's absolutely no hope for you because you're not smart enough to beat your illness. And that's what lack of self-esteem, and that's what lack of confidence is. So I just want to stress here that somebody may say, no, I don't want to improve the quality of my life. When they really do, they really deep down do, but they're hindered by a lack of self-esteem and a lack of confidence. And that's all. So all I'm saying is don't get mixed up between lack of self-esteem and confidence and wanting a better quality of your life. Because deep down, most people want a better quality of life, but they don't know how to get it. So I just wanted to make that thing. So thanks for tuning in, and have a great day. Bye for now. Hi, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And also be able to send me your questions at bill@billmacphee.ca. As well, for more information, go to BillMacPheeRecoveryExpert.com. Links will be in the description below. Come back for another vlog tomorrow, and remember, recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anybody else other than who you are today. And there is life after mental illness. Have a great day.